I was driving home from a very nice holiday weekend, and traffic was great and it was awesome. And I was turning to go on the Manhattan Bridge, and suddenly I was stuck in 45 minutes of traffic without moving. Yes. And there's these 5 little snot-nosed kids wearing yellow vests and kind of like dancing around. They looked like they could be knocked over with a feather, and they had yellow taped themselves into front of the entrance that I was supposed to go in. And there was a van full of cops and a phalanx of cops everywhere. Just like, all right. 5 losers can shut down the Manhattan Bridge on the busiest travel day of the year.
Yeah, can I say something that's really awful? I'm going to say something that's awful.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something. I'm going to admit something that was on our text chain. The 3 of us have a text chain.
It's private for a reason.
It's private for a reason because it's really appalling. And the one when they glued themselves to the ground at the Thanksgiving Day parade, the Macy's Day Parade, I said to Matt and Kmele, if they're gluing their hands to the ground, why don't we just go and pepper spray them? Because they can't cover their eyes, and just keep pepper spraying them until they say, okay, get the solution to get the rubber cement off of me, and just keep pepper spraying them. And guess what? They're not going to do it again, because I'm going to be there every time you tape yourself to something. I'm going to spray you in the eyes with bear spray.
Do you know how many people
I'm going to?
Do you know how many people they arrested for shutting down the Manhattan Bridge for 3 hours?
0?
3.
Oh wow!
They arrested 3 people. Our pal Nancy Rolliman, who lives a block away, went down there, and she asked a cop, "Why aren't you arresting people? They are literally blocking the bridge." And said that, not our call. Not our call. So
Chris Christie did this, and it cost him his presidential hopes. How are these people getting away with the slap on the taped wrist?
Correct.
If I'm not mistaken, Eric Adams won the election to be the mayor of New York City as a backlash candidate for perceived disorder, particularly as it pertains to law and order. The dude's a cop, right? They elected a cop to maybe, I don't know, enforce the law or increase the enforcement of the law at a time when there's been absolutely noticeable slippage all around you. And now you're letting these snot-nosed kids who don't know anything, when you ask them a single question about, like, stop the occupation in Gaza, if you ask them about what was happening on October 6th, just blank faces. They don't get it. And they're going to shut down. They're having a protest in front of the Christmas tree lighting in Rockefeller Center tomorrow. Yeah. They're calling it the tree lighting flood.
Yes, which is a reference to Al-Aqsa flood, which was the name of the Hamas operation to kill civilians.
Which they've been doing before. They've been calling their, the White House flood, this flood. It has certainly been pointed out to them that the word flood,
they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to do a flood at the Christmas tree lighting. It's an advertisement for, hey, look, if you're a parent and you live in New York, God, you're stupid. You would normally want to maybe take your kid to the Macy's parade, take your kid to the tree lighting. Well, maybe if they're going to do an Alaska flood at the tree lighting, I'm not going to be so enthusiastic about going.
Hey, Matt, did you hear my plan about pepper spraying people? I think that's a pretty good one.
I have to say,
you got my vote.
By the way, speaking of traffic situations that cannot handle any more problems, the Christmas tree lighting at Rockefeller Center is one of them. My God, if you know anything about this, you know to stay the hell home that night. Do not go into New York. Do not get anywhere near Rockefeller Center. It's not worth it. You can see the tree at any point thereafter. Just seeing the little bulbs go on is not such a big thrill. It's not worth it.
Yes.
I do want to clarify something that if people were gluing themselves to the street to lower taxes, I would still pepper spray them. Yeah. And I want lower taxes.
No, this is true.
I don't like people disrupting my life. And there's enough of them in New York right now. I don't need more. So
I don't need to sit in traffic any longer.
I'm bipartisan in my pepper spraying.
I also have to say, like, if you really want me to take you seriously, glue something more important to the street. Something you really care about. Quickly. Yeah, I'm just saying, go down south in Rio, or I'd even take a face. Put your face there.
Face or dong. I don't know.
Raise the stakes.
Negative dings on credit reports happen to all sorts of people from all socioeconomic backgrounds. Understanding the credit landscape can be extremely difficult, very difficult, and unpleasant. Spending the time to dispute and repair these so-called dings can be a full-time job too. Good luck to you if you already have one of those or kids or anything else going on. For starters, you're going to have to deal with the three separate credit bureaus, and that in and of itself is a massive headache. It's also a common misconception that people with poor credit scores are just those who simply don't pay their bills. These can be very hardworking people who are negatively affected by divorce, identity theft, medical debt, student loans. I've been there. That happened to me. And don't have the time or are too overwhelmed to fix it. But if you do not address negative credit items, they can haunt you for years to come, and when it counts the most, like when you're trying to get a mortgage at a competitive rate. Well, the good news is that our sponsor, Lexington Law, wants to help you. Go to lexingtonlaw.com. Start today with a free consultation and review, and tell them Megyn sent you at lexingtonlaw.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.